we're going to be looking at the plural form of nouns. And in German, it's a lot different than in English. In English, you just add on an S at the end of the noun. But in German, there are a number of ways which you can make a noun plural. And it's better if you do learn the plural form of a noun with the singular form of a noun. But the one thing that always stays the same is that the definite article in front of the noun, der, die or das, will always become die. I'll show you some examples on the board of how a singular noun can turn into a plural noun. Right, der Tisch, it means the table, and it's a masculine noun because it has der in front of it. When it becomes a plural noun, the der becomes die, and Tisch becomes Tische. So an E is added on the end. So that's quite a simple way of a singular noun turning into a plural noun. Right, das Haus. The house, it's a neutral noun because of das, and it means the house. And in the plural form, das becomes die, as usual, and house becomes Huse. Now, there's two differences between these two nouns now. There's an ER that's been added on the end, and the A has had an umlaut added. So that's another way of a singular turning into a plural noun. Right, here are some tips for the plural. They don't always apply, but sometimes they do, and it's quite often that these rules do apply. So for masculine nouns, as we saw, der Tisch becomes die Tische. So an E has been added on the end. So it's quite common for an E to be added on the end of a masculine noun. And also sometimes there will be an umlaut added on the main vowel. So der Schrank will become die Schränke. For feminine nouns, the most usual ending is N or EN. So die Blume becomes die Blumen with an N added on the end, and die Frau becomes die Frauen with an Some feminine nouns that end in IN have NEN added in the plural. So die Freundin becomes die Freundinnen. And for neutral, the most common ending is also E. So das Haar, die Haare, das Spiel, die Spiele. But don't try and guess the gender of the nouns. It's best to look them up and learn them as they are and learn the plural form, because these tips won't always work in every single case.